Just let me know when. Hey guys, I'm Zia Carmali, and welcome to Edmonton's top Iron Chef Battle of the Kitchens. We have some great talent out here today. I'll let the boys introduce themselves.
Hi there, my name is Andrew Seguin, and I'll be representing Suede Lounge on Jasper Avenue.
I think you guys actually have your own mic, so go for it.
Excellent. I'm Chef Richard Toll, and I'll be representing ASNA Catering.
I am Chef Andrew Parker. I'm a personal chef.
All of the chefs this evening had to incorporate basil into one of their dishes, so that's sort of the stipulation we're all looking forward to. You guys ready? Do you have to shake off any nerves, or?
I think we've all pretty much done that ahead of time.
Yeah, we got the trash talking out of the way. You know?
Yeah.
It's now time to
Are you guys friends? Let's talk about that. Are you friends, or is there some animosity going on?
Oh, no. There's no animosity here.
Playful banter, yes.
Well,
We'll tweet each
No
other.
sabotage.
we're going to take them off to the kitchen, see what they're cooking up today, and may the best man win.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Let's go, guys. So here I got basil. I mean halibut. That doesn't look like basil.
It smells great.
Oh, I guess.
So
It's
this
fresh.
is Chef Parker. What are you making for us today, Chef?
I am doing a pasta with a cream sauce. I've tossed fresh vegetables into it. I'm going to roast the halibut.
And you're not a newbie to this industry. You're not a rookie. Talk to us a little bit about what you do.
I've been at this professionally for 8 years now. I grew up cooking. My mom was a Red Seal chef. I got other chefs in my family.
Where are most of your recipes derived from? Are they sort of family secrets?
Yeah, I got a lot of cooking from my mom. I like to keep things simple and cook 3 or 4 ingredient recipes because cooking for the rushed is important.
And how difficult was it for you to incorporate basil into your dish today?
I thought it was pretty easy picking a white fish.
So sort of like a standard ingredient that you would use anyway?
Yeah, I love basil. It's probably my favorite herb.
So as you guys can see, he's just chopping up the halibut. What's up next?
Next, I am going to season my halibut, and then I am going to sear it off and get my halibut going.
And he has his team here working for him. If you guys can see, there's some red onions being chopped up as we speak, and looks like a little friend over there is weeding up some spinach in the background. So this is going to be.
That's basil.
Oh, sorry, that's basil. Because clearly I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, well, we're really excited for your dish. What kind of a sauce are you using?
I'm just doing like a cream sauce. It's heavy cream with sauteed garlic and salt and pepper.
Cool.
It's nothing too fancy, but it's nice and light.
So what have you been doing to sort of prepare for this cook-off?
I need to slice up some onions, and I think he's going to have me prep some artichokes as well.
Show up.
Have you been working with Chef Parker for a long time?
No, this is actually their first meeting. We've been friends on Facebook for a little bit, and talking about cooking back and forth. So, opportunity came up, and he asked me for help. So I'm here.
Well, that's awesome. It looks like you have a really, really strong team. Let's head over here and check out the basil. Hello, man. So can you talk to us a little bit about what you're doing?
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna roll this this basil up and chiffonade it, and then we're gonna finish that off. We're gonna deep fry that. We're gonna use that as a garnish as well.
And what do you have right here? What is this?
That's chorizo sausage, so that's gonna go in the pasta underneath.
And where did you sort of get your start with Chef Parker? Are you guys been sidekicks for a long time?
Well, we've worked once before at a Canadian Cancer Society dinner theater out in Morinville. He asked me to come help out. It was a fantastic cause, just like this is. So yeah, I'm so happy to be here. That's right. I'm a future food truck owner here in Edmonton.
So you'll be mobile, Meals on Wheels sort of deal.
Big City Sandwich, that's me.
That's awesome. Well, it's already starting to smell really great, guys, and we'll be back in to check in with you in a couple minutes.
Thank you.
All the best. let's head over to kitchen number 2. All right. Are you guys ready for us?
Oh, yes.
You were born ready? Richard, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, guys, so here we are in kitchen number 2 with Chef Richard Toll. How's it going?
Pretty good.
What are you cooking up for us today?
Today we're going to actually do a dessert with basil. We're doing a gluten-free vegan cheesecake. So we're going to blanch it off. We've got a nice layer of lime, which we're using pureed cashews with, just to kind of start blending up. A little bit of agave nectar, and then we're going to thicken it with coconut oil. So the first layer is going to be a really nice light lime flavor, which is going to go really well with the basil. And then the top part with the basil, we've got some blood oranges, which we're going to reduce down to a syrup, and then do a nice foam over top with some basil chips.
And we saw you using the microwave
Yes, I
earlier
know.
on, so can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Sneaky. I'm actually doing a quick dehydration of basil leaves because I don't actually have my dehydrator here. What we're doing is doing a quick method in the microwave. Small intervals just over saran wrap with a small touch of olive oil. And what that does, just draws all the moisture out and just gives it a nice fry. So it becomes kind of translucent and very crispy chip.
So those of you at home that don't have your dehydrators,
Exactly.
Chef
Use the
Toll
microwave.
just gave you the easy way out.
That's right.
Was it hard for you to incorporate basil, or was that something that you're used to using?
I'm definitely used to using basil. Finding basil in a unique usage, like something that it's not usually accustomed with, which is why we chose the dessert to do. Again, you know, a lot of people associate it with savory dishes.
Right.
And for me, I wanted to kind of do something unique and original, something that would stand out. So, again, another reason why we went with the cheesecake.
Can you sort of talk to us about what your background is, how you sort of ventured into this sort of field?
Actually, kind of. I mean, I've always I've been a big food person. I used to watch Walk with Yan. I guess when I was a kid.
You're still a kid. Who are we kidding?
Well, some days I feel like it's that 30 mark when your stomach starts getting bigger. It's
the baby face.
That's why I try. Maybe I'll shave my beard. But my mom, she bought me my first wok when I was 8. She's been really supportive of my cooking. Absolutely fantastic. I spent 4 years in Europe, where I originally, when I first got started.
Wow.
So I spent 4 years traveling around the United Kingdom, getting involved in kitchens and more my sommelier background. Then I came back to Canada, and I've traveled all over Canada, all over the Northwest Territories, Nunavut, and just kind of looking for Canadian cuisine. Right?
So a little bit of an extensive background, to say the least. Well, talk to us about the most important aspect of your cooking. What do you enjoy most?
I like creating, coming up with new flavor profiles. I've spent a lot of time studying how to draw flavors out of dishes. So for me, finding those interesting combinations of flavors that people mentally aren't prepared for, but when they try them, they realize that it really goes together. Lavender was a big one, lavender and zucchini, and I kind of found that one out by accident. I used to have lavender pepper sitting at home, and I sprinkled on some zucchini one day that I grilled, and absolutely fantastic. So that's definitely one that I use quite a bit in soups. So.
Well, we're doing a competition that incorporates basil, and I never, in my wildest dreams, imagined that somebody would be making a cheesecake. So that's really cool. You must have a little bit of a sweet tooth in you.
I do. Actually, if it wasn't chocolate, which normally I would, but it was kind of hard to pair basil and chocolate.
Yeah. And who's your teammate over here? Get in here, little lady.
This is my fiance, Natalie Pepin.
So, Natalie, what's your role in the kitchen, I guess I should say? Not in the household, but in the kitchen.
You know what? I follow Richard's creative genius and just help him make it happen.
And so she's here today, scrambling around, getting everything ready.
Yes, while I stand here and talk. No.
My mouth is already drooling. We're really excited to taste your cheesecake, and all the best.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, kitchen number 3. Here we go.
The gears are on. I'm sorry, sweetie.
All All right, guys, so we're here in kitchen number 3. Look at the nice colors we have. Hello, chef. Knock, knock.
Hi there, how are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Fantastic.
So you're eagerly getting your start here. Talk to us about what you're making for us today.
Today we are going to make a double stuffed chicken, roasted chicken, patate en fondant, and some daily veg. Daily veg for today is going to be broccoli, cauliflower, bell peppers, carrots, and other things.
So lots of veggies.
Lots of veggies. I believe in a good, well-balanced meal versus heavy starch or heavy protein.
So what kind of meat are you going to incorporate? Just because this isn't a vegan dish, right?
No, this is not a vegan dish.
You guys see all that meat over there? That's a lot of meat.
You're looking at the equivalent of about 15 kilos of chicken.
Okay.
It's going to be, we have a chicken supreme that
15 kilos?
15 kilos, about
Wow.
30 pounds. Small child worth of meat.
That's more than I weigh.
It's awesome. So I'm making a Cajun chicken farce, which is going to be folded in with our brunoise, bell peppers, and onions, which is going to be stuffed inside the chicken breast, which is also going to be stuffed with a basil duxelle, as well as a secret ingredient.
A secret ingredient. Did you hear that, guys? So is this like an old family recipe from Mom's cookbook, or is this purely your unique sort of
I learned a few
creation?
tricks from being around in different restaurants and different places. You guys will get to see it in the end.
All right, so talk to us a little bit about how difficult it was for you to incorporate basil into your dish.
It took a little bit of practice. We actually plated at the restaurant about 40 times before we got something even close to what I enjoy. So it took a little bit of work. It wasn't the easiest ingredient because it is basil, so it's very light when it's fresh, and it becomes overpowering, if not weaker, depending on how well you cook it or where you place it in a dish.
Right.
So as you see it, we've incorporated it 3 different places in this dish. So you'll be able to taste it as well as see all different formats, from fried to fresh.
Smell it too, maybe. Hey?
Exactly.
I see a lot of colors. So is presentation something that's big for you?
Very important to me. You eat with your eyes. You eat with your nose before it even touches your mouth. It is one of the most important things to do, is to have something look good, smell good, and then it will definitely taste good. It's one of the things that we love to do at
Well, that's
Suede.
very unique. Let's go and talk to your team members here.
This
Hello.
is Chandler.
Hi, how's it going?
This is Chandler, guys. And what are you doing, Chandler?
I'm peeling potatoes for our potato dish.
Do you see how fast he peels those things? Look at him. He's like a machine.
How
Who
you
needs a
doing?
peeler when you
What's
have
going on over here?
have you around, right? Talk
this
to
is-
us about your sort of team role today with Chef Andrew.
Well, I'm chef's. I'm Andrew's sous chef on Suede Lounge. So it's been really interesting trying to put together this food, and hopefully we have enough time to do it all.
So have you guys spent many sleepless nights sort of in the kitchen at Suede preparing for this evening's event?
For sure, yeah. It's been really a challenge for us to put together. I'll incorporate everything with these dishes.
And what are you most excited about?
Winning.
Very modest. All right, well, all the best. There's one more team member over on this side. Hello, team member. Good. Can you?
Joseph.
Joseph.
I'm a good friend of the chefs at Suede Lounge, and I've cooked in many a kitchen, but I had nothing to do tonight, so I thought I'd give a hand.
So you thought you'd come out and help your friends out, hey? So if you can see, Joseph is preparing the basil as well. And what did you do with the carrots here?
What I did is I just peeled them nice and thin, so I get this nice almost noodle kind of shape to it, and we're just going to deep fry that and use that as a garnish.
And what are you most excited about for tonight's cook-off? You're not allowed to say winning.
I am most excited to support my teammates.
Wow, look at that, hey? Hercules over here. So talk to us a little bit about the dish. Were you in on the preparation with these guys, practicing night after night?
All team members are always in with their team, sweating it from day one all the way to the end, so
It
I'm
sounds
glad
like you kind
to...
of have an inspiration from a hockey team, right? You guys are on the ice, in the kitchen, same thing?
I like to think of it as a kitchen is more like a, not necessarily a sports team, but definitely along those lines.
How long did it take for you guys to get the 130 pounds of chicken? That's my biggest question.
To get it, or
Where did you get it from?
we usually source it from local suppliers. So any other information on that, you'd have to ask the chef where his secret suppliers are from.
The chef is very secretive, so I'm going to leave this element of secretness. And let's actually go over and talk to the judges and see what they have to say. Hey guys, you want to face this way? So you're
Justin.
Justin and you're
Right up there. Get right in the middle there, and I'll stand right behind you. How's that?
15 minutes in, guys. 15 minutes in.
So we just got word that the chefs are 15 minutes into their dishes. It's starting to smell pretty good in here, hey guys?
Yeah.
These are actually our Ronald McDonald celebrity judges. Can you guys introduce yourselves?
My name is Derek and I'm 9.
You're 9. Wow, and you're almost as tall as me. I didn't drink enough milk as a kid, don't worry. And you are?
I'm Justin.
And how old are you, Justin?
I'm 12.
So talk to us about the Ronald McDonald House a little bit.
I don't really like being in the Ronald McDonald House.
You don't like it here? Why? You guys have so many kitchens, so much food, so many friends. Are you a little shy? Talk to us about what you like about being here.
Well, the reason I like being here is because it's like pretty cheap here, since most people here have medical problems with their kids, and yeah, you can have a lot of things to do here. You can make friends and stuff like that.
And it smells pretty good, hey?
Yeah, it smells good.
You guys actually have the best cookies I have ever tasted in my life. Those M&M cookies over there, did you guys make those?
No.
So they have chefs here making them too?
No, they're not real chefs. They're bakers. Yeah, they're bakers. They come here every Thursday.
So what are you guys most excited about for today?
The food.
Any chef in particular? Do you know any of the chefs that are here today?
No.
Are you a big seafood fan?
Yeah.
Because Chef Parker's got some halibut cooking up in that kitchen over there. So these guys are responsible for helping us judge who's going to take home the gold tonight. And behind these little gaffers, we have our other celebrity judge panel. How's it going?
Good, going wonderful.
Can you introduce yourselves for us?
Sure. John Berry.
And where are you from, John?
John Berry's Celebrity Kitchen Catering.
Celebrity, see that face?
Uh-oh.
And over here, our female celebrity.
Hi, I'm Elaine Wilson, and I'm with Allinum Foodworks, personal chef service and cooking teacher here in Edmonton. Do lots of live cooking gigs and teaching people how to have fun.
So talk to us a little bit about today's event and why you're here.
Well, I originally started supporting Ronald McDonald House way back when they first opened. In fact, I was one of the first media people to walk through the door. And when I heard Ronald McDonald House was attached to this, I hadn't been for so long. I wanted to come back.
Sort of an easy fit for you.
See how they were doing, you betcha. And the talent that we have in the kitchen today is just phenomenal. And it's going to mean a tough judge for us four to have to taste all this great food and pick out who's going to be number one.
Do you guys sort of have any background on the judges? Have you worked with them before? Do you know what you're expecting today?
Yes and no. I mean, I know all of the chefs from different, through social media and different events and such like that. I've never cooked with any of them, and I've never actually eaten any of their food, so I'm really excited to taste that. I have done a lot of judging on different kinds of panels and cooking competitions, so I'm really curious to see how they're going to apply the basil, hoping they're going to be really creative and kind of think a little bit out of the box.
Well, I saw that Chef Toll over there is making a cheesecake. Who would have ever thought of a basil cheesecake? Hey, guys? Your mom's not going to let you sleep tonight, is she? Well, actually, the sugar won't let you sleep. Talk to us a little bit about your personal faves. What do you like to eat? If you had to cook a basil dish.
Oh, man. We're in Alberta, so beef has got to figure in there somewhere for sure. But I'm also a seafood fan. So it's going to be interesting to see what Chef Andrew pulls out of his hat tonight.
Yeah, and what about you?
Well, see, I like the international flavor, so I would definitely head to Southeast Asia. And I would pull in chili. Chili and basil to me is like a perfect marriage, and just add in like a little bit of something sweet, so maybe some local honey. And then I would probably attach that to seafood, because that would be my favorite. Maybe some fresh halibut like Andrew's doing, or throw in some shrimp. But then again, chicken, we've got Suede Lounge here doing up a chicken dish. Chicken and basil is pretty great too.
Well, we'll have to talk after, and I'll have to grab that chili recipe from you because I love chili.
Yes.
So how does it work? Do you guys get a blindfold, and then you have to taste the dishes? How's this all going down?
Well, on our score sheets, we find out which kitchen it's coming from, and then we taste, look at texture, the appearance of it, and the overall presentation, and then we give them a mark, total mark of 50. So we're excited.
Yeah. This is really exciting. The atmosphere the energy in here is just pumping. Talk to us about what you guys are looking for in particular. Is there something that you came here saying, you know what, this needs to be presented in a colorful manner, or did you have any sort of prejudgments?
Well, not really. And I think what's really great is that we've got a couple of the young house guests judging with us, because this is not a typical cooking competition in the sense that we're really here to also celebrate the house and celebrate the families and feed them. So probably what I'm looking for is food that, yes, maybe has a little interesting twist on how to use the basil without question, but also is really accessible, because I think that's really important. So something that translates really well for everybody, for kids of all ages and adults of all ages and tastes and backgrounds. I think probably the thing that I'm looking for the most is to see A, who's having fun in the kitchen, really, really important, and B, who really grasps the energy and sort of the spirit of the challenge, which is just to create some really good food for some really great people.
That's awesome. And just a quick question for you guys. Do you guys have any favorite foods? What are your favorite foods?
I think my favorite is seafood, yeah.
Seafood?
Yeah.
And what about you?
Shrimp.
Shrimp. So you guys brought your big garbage bags and you're just going to take all the food home with you, right?
Probably.
Okay, well, we'll see you guys in a bit. Get your stomachs ready. Get those mouths watering, and we'll be right back. All right, let's go back to kitchen number 1 and see what Chef Parker's up to. Chef Parker!
Hi.
How you doing back here?
Oh, I'm all right.
Look at that, guys. So do you remember when we saw him sort of slicing up the halibut? Hot plates. Now he's sort of putting it in with the basil here in the dish. That smells really good. Chef, how did you get this going so fast?
So I got an awesome team.
So explain to us sort of the layout here on the pan.
Pardon?
A little steam in your eyes? Yeah, it's pretty warm in here, hey?
Yeah.
So talk to us a little bit about what you're doing. What's going on here?
Well, I'm searing the halibut, which my first batch didn't go so well, but I can fix that. And I'm just going to bake them with the basil so that you get that fresh basil taste in the halibut.
So if you guys can see, he's actually laying the halibut on top of the basil. And has it been steamed, or is it just plain out ready to go?
Plain out ready to go. Hot?
Hot. It's going into the oven. Is it getting a little stressful in here, guys? Look at these guys over here all calm.
How's the other kitchens doing?
There's a cheesecake that's actually being cooked up.
Cheesecake?
With basil.
That's cheating.
Talk to us about what you guys are doing over here.
Hot?
For the fish, we're cooking up the linguine right now.
So does the linguine go under the fish? You guys sort of lay the fish on top, or is it all mixed in?
Chef Parker. Is it on top or at the bottom?
Pardon?
Chef Parker has the answer.
The halibut's going on top.
It's going on top.
Yeah.
Well, it smells good in here, guys, and it looks like everything has been cut up, and these guys are really, really on a roll. So let's head over to...
Are we winning yet, or...?
Are you winning? Yeah, we can't tell you that just yet, but let's head over to
in the
kitchen
new
number 2
hotel
and
pan.
see what they're up to.
In the new hotel pan, yes.
Because again, that's my...
I'm like sweating. So it looks like Chef Toll really has sort of a set system. This is the least stressful kitchen I've ever seen. Look, he has his plates all lined up. It must be his lovely fiance who sort of keeps him sane
She's
in
organized.
here. Women usually tend to be more organized. I didn't say that. So Chef Toll, can you sort of explain to us what's going on here? What are you guys up to right now?
Basically, we're freezing the first portion of our dessert. So we have done the basil puree. We've got that in the cups just in here, actually. So they're all kind of.
Oh, and you guys have colorful little
I know,
Easter
isn't that lovely?
Easter cups. Cool.
Fortunately, we're just going with the silicone because it's a lot easier to try and remove the cheesecake from it afterwards. Then on here, we've got our dehydrated basil chips.
Can you guys see that? Look at that.
Down
That's amazing. So that's all done by hand.
Yeah.
Do you pick the basil leaves? Do you cut them into a shape?
No. We pick all the basil leaves, basically let the basil do itself. Then we just lay it on top of the sheet. I've got a batch going on in here.
Look at that, guys.
Small touch of olive oil or canola at the bottom, and then small little intervals in the microwave, draws all the moisture out, and then kind of makes them translucent. So
So what's the next step after the cups are done freezing and the basil's been set?
We're actually starting our second batch, which we're going to do the lime portion of the cheesecake.
Okay.
So we have to wait for that one to set
cool
before we start adding in the second. The mixture that we have over here, which is white chocolate and almonds, is going to be our crust. Beautiful. Now we've soaked the almonds so that they contain a little bit of moisture, so you're going to get more of a breading at the bottom.
So it's sort of a solid white chocolate in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're just going to kind of pack that on at the end and then let them kind of cool, get a shake off all the excess crumbs.
It almost looks too pretty to eat, hey guys? What do you think? I would feel guilty eating that.
No.
And what is your lovely lady up to back here? Can we take a look?
Pretty much everything.
I'm making the cashew cream. So I've added coconut oil, soaked cashews, so they're very, very soft, and lemon juice, some vanilla bean that I just took the seeds out of, and some salt, and I'm just blending it until it's perfectly smooth.
I'm guessing that you guys have a lot of dinner parties at home.
We do. That's our favorite thing to do is feed people. Yeah, absolutely.
And do you guys have any special guests here, or does this event sort of mean anything to you with the Ronald McDonald
family visiting? But I've had a child in the hospital for a week at a time before, and so it's definitely an issue that's close to our hearts, having children and knowing what the families are going through, having a child in the hospital. So
the Ronald McDonald was a perfect fit for you guys then.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Well, your guys' stuff looks great. Like I said, the most peaceful kitchen right here.
I like to hear that.
And you know what? You wouldn't think so with a married couple, but these guys got it going on. Let's head over to kitchen number 3. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. All right. Of course not. All right.
So back into the Suede Lounge kitchen. Let's see what they have going on in here. Hey, boys, how's it going? Fantastic. Look at all this chicken they have laid out. It's very strategically laid, looks like, hey? So explain to us what you're doing, Chef Andrew.
Well, we're about ready to start the chicken farce so that I can start stuffing all of these breasts and get them into frying pans so we can finish them.
So how does that work? How do you stuff a chicken breast? You're sort of slitting them, right?
Yeah, I'm going to do a double butterfly. So I butterfly it one way and then butterfly it the other way so you can see that it's almost nice and the same thickness all the way through, so that when I roll them, because I'm actually going to roll them, it's not so much stuffing as I am rolling them to put a stuffing into them.
And then you sort of wrap it like a burrito? Is that how it works?
That's pretty much how it works.
That's really cool. Well, that's a lot of chicken you gotta slice up, but we believe in you and we see how fast you're working, and we're excited to see the stuffed product. What's going on back here, sous chef?
I'm just finishing up doing potatoes, throwing them in the oven.
What's this sort of here that's on the frying pan?
That's the basil itself for the middle of the chicken that I'm just cutting up right now.
Can you guys see that? That looks pretty tasty. It almost looks like lentils to me. And let's check out the potatoes in here. So those are all getting nice and cooked up. Looks like they have some pepper and some oil in there. And what's going on over here, Joseph? What are you up to?
I'm preparing the basil beurre blanc, which is a white wine basil butter sauce.
Wow, look at that, guys.
And I've got a balsamic gastrique going, just to accent that basil flavor, provide a little bit of a tang to it.
So do you guys typically mix the two together?
Oh, no, they're separate sauces, but they add some color to the plate, as the chef was talking about before.
And is there a certain order that they go on, or?
That's going to be a little bit of a nice little surprise later.
Again with the surprises. These guys got surprises up their sleeve. I think that I'm kind of in their way, but
we like to keep the anticipation going, so you'll keep coming back.
Smart man, I guess, knows how to keep the ladies coming back. What are you doing over here with the butter? So you put some water into the pan.
Yep. And then I fill it with, it's buttered water, and I throw it in the oven for 20 minutes, and the potatoes will be good to go.
Do you see that, guys? Write that down. That's quick, easy potatoes. Butter, water, and the oven for 20 minutes. Well, it smells good, boys. We're excited to see your stuffed chicken, and we will be back. All right, guys, so we're here at the lovely judging table. So here's sort of the score sheets. Can you sort of explain this, the sort of outlook?
Sure. What we've got here are your 3 chefs and where they're from. And then the first thing we'll look at is the use of the ingredients, taste of the dish, the creativity of the dish, the presentation of the dish, and what you call the wow factor. Does it read you go like, oh yeah, or is it just...
So does that have to do with presentation? Is that taste? Is it everything combined?
Everything combined, really. I mean, you've, I'm sure, gone to a restaurant and bit into a plate of something, and you went, wow, is that ever good? That's what we're looking for, is the wow factor there. And it's tough because they didn't know what the secret ingredient was, being basil. Now, how do you employ that into your creativity? So that's the toughest one, I think, that they got to look at.
And you're sort of a veteran, to say the least, in the kitchen. Talk to us about some of the technique you've seen or some of the interesting things that you've sort of seen.
Brilliant, absolutely. I think every known kitchen implement is being used, from the Cuisinart food processor right down to chopping with your hands and the knife. I'm looking at some blanching. I'm looking at baking. I'm looking at pan searing. There's some really interesting things going on there. But, of course, the key then is when all the flavors come together.
And so are you sort of envious being sort of behind the scenes? Do you wish you could be in there getting in the action cooking?
I don't think there's a chef or a cook alive that when they get into a situation like that doesn't want to jump in and help, or doesn't want to just, here, try this and see how it goes, sort of thing. But, no, I'm really enjoying this because when you go out for dinner, when you go to another chef's kitchen to visit or to observe or whatever, you always take a little something away with you. And that's the nice thing about getting into the culinary world, is you'll never learn it all. It's evolving, and you got to stay with it as it goes.
Can you talk to us a little bit about the culinary community here in Edmonton? Is it a big family? Is it a tight-knit network?
Oh, it's a big family, fairly tight-knit. Everybody knows everybody through competitions such as this, through food shows, and through big catering contracts. I would have to say, on par, I think there isn't a city in North America that could top what we have here in Edmonton. We've got gold medal chefs. We've got chefs who have been cooking all their life. And it's a real joy to see them because, like a potter puts a little bit of his soul into the ceramic that he's making, the chefs here put a little bit of their heart into every dish that goes out. And if they don't, you shouldn't be in cooking.
Well, you know what? It's really nice to see such a passionate person here. We're really happy to have you. And you know, you've had so much experience, and we're super excited to hear what you have to say.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a real challenge. I owe my beginning, and this is going way back, I know, but to 1975, when I met a gentleman who was taping his television show out of our studios at CHCH-TV in Hamilton. His name was Martin Yan. Yan Can Cook. Well, he made his fortune and his dynasty in the U.S., then came to Canada. He made his millions, then he took it over to Tokyo, where he's currently at. So it's really really interesting because he's reinvented himself, and that's the man who got me going, and I owe it all to him.
And do you have sort of any experience traveling yourself, or you know, taking your cooking to other countries, or?
You bet. I was very honored to be with Travel Alberta, and we did a tour of 10 North American cities promoting Alberta beef. And we were in Seattle, we were in California, we were in Toronto, and even some smaller places like Prince George. And we got to have the media in for dinner, and I would cook the beef for them. And it was a lot of fun. I've traveled in my own catering as far north as Cambridge Bay, Northwest Territories, as far south as Palm Springs, as far west as Vancouver, and as far east as Toronto.
So what do those lucky people down in Palm Springs, where the sun is shining and the palm trees are alive, what's their favorite dish?
They wanted Alberta beef because our beef is the best in the world.
That's right, guys. Alberta beef, best in the world. He said it himself.
And you see, we finish our beef with beautiful barley. And other places finish it with corn. And corn gives it kind of a yellowy tinge and just doesn't taste all that well. So
Celebrity chef's phone is going off.
all the time. Anyhow, they wanted a beef dish. So we were on the 18th hole of the Palm Springs Golf and Country Club, watching all of the movie producers and the starlets and the stars go by. And we fed 20 Canadian snowbirds who were down there for the winter. And I took them Canada Goose, I took them Alberta beef, and we just had a ball.
I bet they wanted to keep you down there.
Oh, actually, we stayed another day and did brunch for them. And yeah, we got to go to Mexico because it's very close. And we just made a little mini vacation.
Well, that's really cool. It's nice to see somebody so well-versed and so knowledgeable. Let's head over to the kiddos over here. So, can I sit here with you guys? Is that okay? So talk to us about what you guys think the wow factor is. What's the wow factor for you?
It's probably like how it looks and how it tastes, the food. And it's basically your favorite food you rate on, I think.
And what do you think? What's the wow factor for you? What do they need to do if they're going to win?
If you really like it, and
So if the chefs are really liking it or if you really like it?
if you really like it.
Did you see some of the chefs over there? You guys kind of walked through the kitchens a bit, right? Yeah. So did you see that anybody in particular that was having fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's that yellow kitchen over there. I don't remember his name.
That's Chef Cole.
Oh, yeah. I think he's having fun over there.
Did you guys see his sort of rainbow cupcake stuff? That's kind of cool, right? I'm anxiously anticipating the cheesecake as well. So what else do you guys have here on your score sheets? What else are you looking for in the dishes today?
Taste of dish.
Taste of dish.
Yeah.
So if it makes your tummy growl and your tongue wet, then it's good to go?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks, guys, and we'll come back in and check with you just in a little while here. All right. I guess kitchen time. Do you guys want to come with me?
Sure, let's go.
Let's go. That's my dad. So it looks like you guys are sort of over here anxiously awaiting some of the tasty dishes tonight.
We are.
And what brings you here tonight?
Besides you, being related.
This is my dad and my sister, guys. And you guys sort of have something that you're looking forward to today. There's a halibut, there's a cheesecake, there's some stuffed chicken.
Ooh, the first one sounds great. I love fish. And I'm certainly picking up a nice smell. The aroma is just incredible. My daughter, Jenna, has said it about 3 times. That smells yummy.
And what do you guys think about, Jenna, what do you guys think about it being here at the Ronald McDonald House? What does that mean to you?
I don't know, I like it here.
Why is this a special place?
It just is.
What about you? Why is this a special place for you?
Well, I think it's great. I mean, it's a win-win. And to raise, again, for the public, it was a Ronald McDonald House and what it means to many families dealing with health challenges. It's nice that the community does this, that the chefs and the people that work with them come out and do this.
Well, my sister is notorious for eating all my food. So, Jenna, please save me some leftovers this evening. And we'll catch up with you guys in a bit. Let's head over here and talk to these ladies. Hey, guys. How's it going? Good. Can you introduce yourselves?
I'm Cindy. And I'm Hope. We're here to support Chef Richard. So I'm his sister. That's his mom.
Oh, this is family love, hey? So talk to us a little bit about what this event means to you.
Well, it's supporting an absolutely phenomenal cause. And it's just the pride in watching people do what they love to do and to support others in doing that, right?
And you guys sort of have a biased judgment. But is there any other dish that you're sort of looking forward to tasting?
Whatever the vinegar smell. I'm pregnant as well, right? So I can smell absolutely everything in here.
We'll
but whatever's
grab
coming
you-
from over
we'll
that
grab
side.
you a cup of vinegar. How about that?
That would do me just great. Yeah.
And so, do you guys sort of have a background in cooking as well? Is this mom's recipes that are being showcased tonight?
No, no, Mom's not the cook, so my son claims. But
So he sort of does the cooking at home.
Yeah, he's always been right from when we were little, sort of played around the kitchen, and I'm more of a feeder as opposed to a diner. So he'll come home with these elaborate concoctions, and I kind of go, it tastes like food. So,
Do you guys sort of have a family favorite, or what's brought to the table every Easter or Christmas or something like that?
It's usually pretty different. This year they did a really nice sort of mousse dessert with strawberries. They brought over for Easter dinner this year, but and breadsticks.
Basket with homemade sourdough bread and the breadsticks and the cinnamon twists and all that. So, yeah.
Are you looking for another daughter? I'm up for adoption. Well, thanks for being here, ladies, and we'll catch up with you in a bit. All right. So the boys, we just got word that the boys had their first taste of basil. Get in here, guys. How does it taste?
It tastes really good.
Does it? How do you find it taste?
It tastes pretty good.
Did you guys expect it to taste bad?
A little bit.
A little bit? So you were a little surprised?
Not really. I knew it was going to taste good anyway.
Have you guys had basil before?
No.
Never. So there's a first time for everything, hey?
No, I tasted it before. You tasted it before? Yeah, I have tasted it before.
And you know what? The boys are hanging around the Cheesecake Factory over here. Just saying. They might have a favorite going already. Let's check in with Chef Parker. You guys want to come with me? Let's do it. Can you guys smell that?
Yeah.
It smells really good, hey? Every time I go into this kitchen, I get really sweaty. So let's head in here. Chef Andrew Parker, we're back. So, talk to us about the progression. What's going on?
I had a little bit of a spillover.
So he had a little bit of a spillover. Uh-oh.
It's fine, though.
Quick fix, right?
Yeah, we fixed it. We fixed it.
What are you guys up to?
We're kind of finishing everything.
So you got some more fish going there. How many batches are you guys making?
I made about 45 portions.
Do you guys want to say hello to your judges?
I already bribed them. Thanks for coming, guys.
They just had their first taste of basil, so...
That's the first time you guys tried basil?
And we have a pregnant lady out there that's requested a cup of vinegar to go with her meal. So... What are you peering at over here?
I'm just looking at the way he's choosing the presentation.
It's
Putting a piece of
not
fish
even
on
close.
each of the basil leaves. Interesting.
Do you guys see that? Strategically laying the fish.
My spillover really kind of put a damper on things.
That's okay, right?
Yeah,
You guys will get it going. And so we were talking a little bit before to the other judges about the wow factor. What's the wow factor to you?
You know, that's a good question because it changes. Like the wow factor could be a taste. For some people, it could be the presentation. I think for me, it's how creative. And it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be the most impressive meal,
screwed me up.
but creative. So, for example, using the basil and the lime and the cheesecake with a non-dairy product using the cashew butter, to me, that's kind of wow, because it's like, wow, that's out of the box. That's really thinking creatively. Also taking into consideration a lot of different food allergies. People are lactose intolerant, celiac, gluten issues, and such like that. So to me, I go, wow, no, I'm impressed. I'm really looking forward to seeing that. Not that everything else doesn't look good and smell good, but for me, that's my wow, is sort of that creative going out of the box. That said, once it's on the plate, it can change. Once it's in the mouth, it can change. So it's an organic question. It's really hard to say what the wow factor is almost till the end. You can hear it, think it, then you see it and taste it.
And you sort of have an extensive background in the kitchen. Talk to us about some of the technique, or what are you looking for in these amazing artists?
Well, again, when you're judging cooking competitions, you have to take into consideration a lot of factors, right? Kind of the equipment that's used, the location. So there's few limitations here that certainly we can't necessarily expect the same level of presentation or delivery as we would if they had a whole restaurant kitchen to themselves, right? But we're looking for some clean and finesse, you know? I mean, these are guys that got some background. They've been talking some smack, and, you know, like they're here to kind of show us their stuff. So I'm looking forward to seeing dishes that are clean. So let's put it that way. When on the plate, I want it clean so I can identify what it's supposed to be. But also, I don't know, maybe with a level of complexity as well. That they didn't just put the food on the plate. Does that make sense? Okay.
So they sort of have, you know, a background. They're sort of thinking about it ahead of time.
That's right. And then being able to switch up mid-course. Because sometimes when you're cooking, all of a sudden it's like, wow, something happened. And then how do they save that? You know, like all of a sudden, like the chicken falls apart or the stuffing comes out. It's like, okay, what are we going to do to save midstream? Or the cheesecakes don't pop out. You know, and that's the other thing that's really impressive to me is to watch somebody how they can rebound back sometimes from something that's unexpected. So that's also cool.
And it's so nice to see somebody who's so passionate, you know, so full of energy. Do you have, this is a journalist in me asking you this question, do you ever get the feeling that because you're a lady that you don't get taken seriously in the kitchen?
Actually, probably the thing that was the more challenge for me was the fact that I'm a personal chef. See, what a personal chef is different from catering and restaurant chefs is I only do parties up to about 20 people. So I think for the first 5 or 6 years of my business, restaurant chefs kind of didn't know what I did. They couldn't kind of figure me out. So that was really the bigger challenge than being a female, was this idea that I was doing this in people's homes, on private functions and doing high-end dinner parties, but not through a restaurant. That's changed in the last couple of years because now a lot of restaurant chefs are starting to do that. They kind of get the groove. They see why I like doing it so much. As far as kitchens, you know what? I've never really had an issue with that because I always think you just do the work. And my advice to women in kitchens, don't cry and don't take anything personally. It's just about the work.
And to me, maybe change my footwear, right? Because I don't think this is going to work in here.
No, pretty much stilettos are kind of a non-line kind of footwear, yeah. But you know what? Oh, I just got loafers, man. That's it. Loafers and blue jeans. I mean, I've been wearing denim. In my company, I went denim all the time for the last 10 years.
So it sort of keeps you relaxed and, you know, in the mood.
Oh, it's in my approach to food. Who says you can't play with your food? So it's engaging people to have fun cooking, have fun with flavors like we talked about earlier. A lot of international, but using local ingredients. I'm a huge local food advocate, have been for many, many years. So let's get people using like the local basil from Morinville greenhouses, get pasta that's made locally using the sausage makers, chicken, beef, pork, etc. that, you know, made right here, and just have a good time with food. I don't like food that's too pretentious. So that's something that'll be interesting to see if it's a little bit too pretentious. I like food that's accessible.
Something nice and easy, but that looks and tastes good.
You know what, seriously, and I've been doing dinner parties for a long, long time. I've been doing in-home cooking classes for a long, long time, and that's what people really like the best. Simple, clean, delicious, accessible, straightforward, yeah.
So these guys are really busy. I don't want to bother them.
Yeah.
They just had a spill, not a good time. Talk to us a little bit about...
Recovered, that's what we talked
about. Oh yeah, speedy recovery. Chef Parker knows what he's doing, right?
I think so. This is the first time I've seen him cook.
So talk to us a little bit about the preparation. What do these guys have to do in preparation for something like this?
You know what? That's a good question because when I've done cooking competitions before, we've had to do multiple dishes. Usually we've had to do like 2 or 3 different dishes at the same time, whereas they're just doing the one. But I think the nature of this is such that they're feeding the house and they're feeding the guests and the ticket holders and such like that. I think the preparation goes in is you have to think about, again, a dish that I can serve en masse, prepare in the restrictions of effectively a home kitchen, right? They've got the benefit of the 2 ovens. But I would hope that the other thought process that goes into play, certainly it would be for me, is what can I do that nobody else is possibly going to do? That's going to make my dish stand out, still be really great, delicious, and relatable to, you know, whoever's going to eat it. But what's going to stand me apart? That somebody eats this dish, say, yeah, Elaine made this. So that's the other thing that I'll look for, say, oh yeah, Andrew made this, or oh yeah, totally, you know, Richard made this. It's something that's what, and if I can really feel that the chef's influences in this dish and their personalities there, then I think it's really successful.
And you know what? We're feeding a lot of people here today, so there's... I'm not actually sure. I think there was about 100 guests that were expected. Okay. So it is a fundraiser and stuff like that, so all the kids will be coming in and enjoying some of the food too. What does the grocery bill look like?
I would think pretty steep, especially if we're talking like halibut and chicken breasts. So I'm thinking the grocery bill is going to be pretty, into the hundreds, I'm guessing.
So note to self, approach Chef Parker after and ask for his platinum Visa card.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, you can ask. I'm hoping that he managed to be able to secure a few donations and such like that, and get good partnership deals.
I'm going to ask you a question purely for myself.
Go ahead.
I see her making the noodles there. Right. So give us sort of a quick fix on how to know if your noodles are ready.
Well, that's a really good question. It's going to depend what kind of noodles. And that's the thing, is that you can't use the same technique for every noodle. If you're going with the long, skinny linguine or the penny or a fat like rigatoni or something like that. What my test is when you bite it and you look back at it and you see just a thin little bit of white in the middle, you're done. That's called al dente. And the reason you want to stop there is because whatever you're going to do next is going to keep cooking it. You're going to throw it with your tomato sauce, throw it with your lasagna, or like she's doing right here, which is tossing with olive oil, the basil, and then covering it with foil. It's going to keep cooking. Okay? So you always want to stop. Just bite it, and if it bites right through nice and clean, but you get this little strip of white, now if you've overcooked it, you can't come back from it. So check sooner. And don't listen. Leave it totally a little bit raw, because whatever you're doing in the next step is going to keep cooking it. So when you add your pasta sauce, if it's too raw, like let's say, for example, you've made a tomato sauce, like a lot of families do at home, so you have your meat sauce, your tomato sauce in the other pan, you throw your noodles in, just add a little bit of the pasta water. And then that'll keep cooking it as well. You can also make pasta ahead. I like to give that tip out to people and freeze it. Totally freeze it, and then you just put a little hot water in it, shakes it up, defrost it, and boom, you're ready to go. Yeah.
Another quick question for you. So fish sort of has a distinct and strong smell and taste.
No, it doesn't.
No?
No, it will never have that if it's fresh. Fish only smells if it's not fresh. So if you get a lot of frozen fish, old fish that's been defrosted, maybe it's like sitting in the supermarket for more than like a couple of days. No, actually fresh fish that have no smell to it. Because if you've noticed this, you can take a whiff over here and it's not smelly. It's not fishy.
It's not overpowering.
That's right. Because it's a fresher fish. Yeah, any kind of seafood, mussels, clams, shrimp. If you ever start to smell them, that means that they're not fresh.
And when you're making sort of a pasta dish, how do you make sure that sort of the ingredients and the tastes are segregated instead of everything sort of mixing together? Or is that what you guys are sort of looking to make?
It depends. It totally depends the dish. Because if you're looking for more of a composed dish, which I think is what they're going for, so they've got their different elements. They're making the pasta with the basil, then they've got the fish going, and so this looks like it's going to be more of a composed dish. So you're right. Each one of them then has to have clean flavors, but they all have to work together. So if I was to take a bite of each individual component together, does it make sense? Because you can have a beautifully composed dish with each element being fantastic, but you take it together. It's kind of like you can love mashed potatoes and gravy, but if you were to put gravy on your ice cream sundae, probably doesn't work. Even if it's the best gravy on the planet, it's not going to work as a composed dish, right? Does it make sense? Yeah. And then if you're doing a ragu, so something like, let's say they were taking a sausage and flaking the fish into the pasta, making it all just one dish, then that's a great way, because a lot of people think that at the end of the day, it always has to be a piece of fish on the pasta with a side dish.
You can mix it all together.
Absolutely. Be flexible, be creative, have fun with it. Relax and have fun with it, especially if your fish breaks. Sometimes when you're serving it, it breaks in half. Oh, then just break it all in half and
work with it.
Pretend you did it on purpose. Absolutely. Trust me, restaurants do it all the time.
So you're sort of like a stage chef at the same time, too.
I actually do a lot of stage chefs. I do a lot of the cooking stages and live demos and trade shows and, the different, what do you call it, like the home shows and such like that. Yeah, I do a lot of that. Have fun with it. Yeah.
Well, like Chef Elaine was saying, let's peek over here and see. They've sort of covered up the linguine noodles and all the spinach and stuff like that. So we're anxiously waiting for that. All right. Oh, there it goes. Look at Chef Parker. He's got this going on. He knows what he's doing. Chef, has a lot of preparation put into this? How many nights have you spent sleepless?
I planned the event, so many.
Well, we'll be back to check in with you.
I honestly did not decide my whole dish till today.
All right. Well, good luck, and we'll be back.
Thank you.
All right. So we're off to Kitchen 2. If you guys caught that, but that was the official 5-minute warning. So they only have 5 minutes left. Let's get in here quickly and see what Chef Toll's up to. Chef Toll, did you hear the 5-minute warning? So what's the last sort of cream of the crop here? What are you guys doing? Just getting plates ready.
We're getting our plates ready. I think we blew a circuit or a breaker on that
Look
side.
at you guys breaking the kitchen.
I know. We're here for one day, not even.
So you guys have everything ready to go,
yeah.
pretty much?
Yeah.
Can we take a peek in the freezer?
We can.
No, they're not set. No, in the freezer, sorry. She says no. She's a lady. We listen to her. Let's see how she. Can you sort of show us how you lay your leaves? Richard, can we steal you over here and can you show us?
Not
look
a
at these
problem.
things.
I can do that.
Do you guys see this?
Okay,
It's
keep
so
going. I've got
intricately
another batch
put on.
of-
He has his 3 leaves sort of
Yes.
strategically placed.
So these are the dried basil, and basically what we're going to do is take our reduction across the side and then the cheesecake here. So this is all the plating process. Again, the garnishes, and we definitely wanted to accent the basil on it.
Can we sort of see how that plays out and how that goes together?
We can. I'm just kind of finishing up some last minute stuff. I've got the foam here. So I've used, a little bit of Lecite so that the foam actually
Sorry,
stabilizes.
what was that?
This is the blood orange puree.
Okay.
Or reduction. So we're going to put a little bit of that onto the plate. I don't think it's...
And what goes into that?
What's that? Pretty much just juiced blood oranges, and then we reduce it down with a little bit of agave nectar, just so that it thickens up a little bit. But once all the liquid is evolved, it's this pure flavor at the bottom. So we're going to kind of do a brush of that across, and then we're going to put the cheesecake on the side once it's done. We have a foam, which we've used Lecite to kind of stabilize, so just a little touch of that on the top, and then that's our dish.
I almost want to drink that. Like, it almost looks like a shake.
It's
Can
fantastic.
I smell it?
Yeah, of course.
That smells good, guys. Really, really good. All right, well, we'll be back.
Perfect.
Let's
Thank you.
head into our last kitchen. Down to the grind here, guys.
Way too hot. Way too hot.
All right, guys, so we heard the 5-minute sort of calling. Talk to us about what happens when you hear that.
Your nerves jump through the roof. Other than that, you just go faster, get it done.
So what are you doing here with these vegetables? Look at these vegetables, guys. They're so
Joseph,
so
I'm going to need you to
colorful.
drop sauce here in a minute. I'm going to drop a cutting board here. So just like we practiced, boss, just like we practiced.
These guys really got it together, hey? These are the ghosts that sort of keep everything under wrap until the very last minute. But we're super excited to see what they're putting out. So yeah, let's take a look at the potatoes over there. These guys are very, look at that happening right there. So that's the sauce being laid down on the plate. Joseph, what sauce is that?
This is a basil butter beurre blanc, which essentially means it's a white wine and basil emulsion.
So it was the one that you were cooking over earlier there.
Yes, I was.
So now we get to see it into full effect. And explain to us sort of the shape or sort of how you're dropping it.
This is sort of something that every chef in the city probably knows. It's just, wouldn't call it really a shape as much as a extension of your personality.
Okay, so it's sort of your personal flair on things.
Yeah, some chefs do it a little different. Some chefs will put a little spit on it, but right here.
So the white wine sauce has been laid down, and now they're about to lay down the balsamic vinegar. So let's watch how that happens. Left to go. These guys are really down to the wire, but they're very good at what they're doing, and they've got this locked down. Seconds, guys. This is it. Tick-tock. So there's the vegetables getting laid down onto the plate. Chef Andrew, do you strategically pick which vegetables, or you just kind of take what comes into your hand?
Right now I'm taking what I have in my hand. And we are going to need one. One. Let's go, guys.
I feel the pressure, and I'm not even a part of this.
I'm going to take a picture.
How long are potatoes? How long?
Who's judging
10,
first.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
You guys.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And there you have it, guys. Step away.
Pretty close.
All right, so let's head over to the judging table, our esteemed panel of celebrity judges. Oh, look at that. They've got a nice little beverage sort of happening there. What are you guys drinking? Virgin orange juice, right? So talk to us a little bit about that. Does that sort of play into the taste? If you guys are having a wine or if you're having a juice, what do you guys prefer?
I would think in judging, you kind of want to stick just with plain water, depending what it is, sometimes milk, because, yeah, definitely it's going to alter the palate for sure.
Yeah, you want to cleanse your palate, have it clean for everything that's coming by. So when you're dealing with 3 separate kitchens, then you want to have a nice little sip of water just to be ready. Okay, I'm ready. Mind you, the wine is a really nice idea, but save that for after.
Okay, after party, right? That's reserved for later. That's right. We're at the Ronald McDonald House. We're keeping it safe and friendly. So we're anxiously awaiting for our live food to come in. I don't know. What are you guys expecting?
The seafood, the halibut. That's what I've been waiting for the whole time.
Do you sort of have something that you're looking out for?
The composition of the chicken intrigued me, so I'm a little curious on how that's going to come together. So heavy anticipation on that. And the no-bake cheesecake. Intrigued, so let's see how that one comes about. With it being vegan, gluten-free, that every chef wants to find the secret to that to provide for most different clientele, which is as ever-changing. And we have a lot of different requirements for people's needs to eat differently than in past ways.
Wow, this looks great. Chef Parker, talk to us about what went in, all the sweat and hard work into this dish.
So here we got linguine pasta. It's tossed in the cream sauce. There is spinach, wilted spinach, artichokes, and red onions in it. What I did with the basil, I baked the halibut. I seared the basil, and then I baked the halibut on a basil leaf, and then I chiffonated the basil, and I crisped it for the garnish as well. And I have a balsamic glaze on there.
Wow, that looks great. You did it.
There we go.
It's over and done with.
Now I gotta clean up.
Can you guys see that? That looks too good to eat. I would feel guilty eating that. Is this what's served on your dinner table every night?
No.
The girlfriend doesn't expect.
I keep it
this
simple
sort
at
of
home. This is yeah.
So I saw you sort of reaching in there and touching it. What was that about?
There you go. I'm giving you a piece. You snack on that, and I'll tell the people what I was looking for.
All right, thank you.
I know you can't talk with your mouth full.
There you go.
Right, but we were just looking at the chiffonade here of the basil, and that's nicely crisped up. And yeah, beautiful presentation. And I can't wait to get into it. So we're just waiting for some knives and forks.
Enjoy it.
What about your overall impression?
Utensils.
It's a lovely dish. I mean, we've definitely got a couple of different uses of the basil going on, and yeah, I mean, for me, I would put the basil or the balsamic under, because I think the beautiful white fish with the contrast of the green basil would have been nice to see that rather than the. But that's a personal from the appearance perspective. What about you? Take a look at it. What do you guys think of it?
Looks nice.
Look good.
Yeah, it has a big wow factor. It has a big wow factor to me. Looks delicious.
Have you guys sort of had this kind of food before?
No. Nope.
I'm a huge halibut fan, so it looks appealing. We'll see. Flavor will be the true test of this at this point in time. So hopefully, doneness is correct.
All right, guys. Well, let's look at their faces. Let's check it out. See how they feel about it. The first bites as they go in. I'll be just as respectful.
I don't know.
I
I incorporated basil twice.
So take your time,
dish,
guys.
So
savor
I think
it.
that's pretty unique.
I don't know about you guys, but I just usually twist my noodles. That's not very ladylike, is it, Elaine? Is it? Look at that. I'm a lady after all. How's it tasting? How are the first few bites, guys? You have sort of a puzzled look on your face. What's going on?
I'm waiting for it to come together, actually.
Are you?
Too fast. I'm finding it overcooked. The fish is kind of dry, and the sausage is pretty hard to chew. The flavor of the cream sauce, I think, is there, but again, there's not enough of it. I just feel like it's a little bit dry for me, and I mean, I haven't hit all the components yet, but it hasn't come together. It's a little bit dry for me. Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
What about you guys? What do you guys have any initial sort of reaction?
I think it's a bit too salty for me. Yeah. But most of it is pretty good. Yeah.
Do you like sort of this glazing there on the top?
Mhm.
What's your favorite part of the dish so far?
All of it. Yeah.
Wow. And what about you?
I'm on the other end of the spectrum. I feel the pasta, as Elaine mentioned, a little more sauce would be nice, and the finish of salt, I'm not getting the finish. The balsamic glaze is almost a little overpowering, where some people who are unaware of what salt actually tastes like might take that into consideration, that that's what they're tasting, not the fact that there's actually salt. But an untrained palate, they'll learn in future ways.
How's the halibut?
A little overdone, as is the chorizo, but components coming together. It's a nice dish. I just wish, doneness to the fish would have changed, I think, flavor in a lot of ways.
All right, well, let's head over here.
I like the presentation. It was very nicely done. I will agree with Elaine. It was the pasta needed more sauce for sure. The fish was definitely just a titch overcooked.
How do you prevent something like that? How do you prevent fish from being overcooked?
Just don't cook it as long as they had it in the oven, I understand. So I would just pan-sear that myself. And just when it turns medium, take it off the heat and let it finish. I enjoyed the balsamic, and I could tell the distinct different flavors with the cream sauce. I like how that came together in my mouth. That was good. I'm not an artichoke fan, didn't touch them, just don't like them. That's a personal thing. So overall, I think a very good attempt for sure, but just a little too dry.
That seems to be the general perspective, okay? All right, so we'll sort of get out of their way a little bit. We'll let them enjoy their halibut and savor the sauces. How do you guys feel out here? You get to see all these people eating, but you don't get to eat yet. How does that make you feel?
Hungry.
Is there anything that you guys are anticipating in particular?
Well, everybody here was cheering on the cheesecake. The cheesecake.
Seems to be today's favorite. I'm secretly looking forward to that.
As you said, there was stuffed chicken, right? Yes. That's what I'm excited about. Everybody else wanted the cheesecake. But
So the black sheep here, liking the chicken. What brings you guys out tonight?
I just wanted a break, and my husband said they're doing Iron Chef, so we got a pass from the hospital, and we're here just for this.
That's awesome. Well, welcome. We're happy to have you here.
I also live here.
Do you live here?
Yeah.
And what's your name?
My name's Victoria.
And how old are you, Victoria?
I'm 8.
You're 8. Wow. And you have a really pretty Have you been to Las Vegas?
No.
Just a souvenir that was brought to you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's go over here and talk to the husband. The guy responsible for bringing the family here. What does this mean to you?
Good food.
He's here for his belly. Typical man, right?
Oh, that's right.
And then what are you looking forward to the most?
The fish. Yeah.
Not the cheesecake?
Not a big cheesecake fan.
No? So the fish. And these guys are eating it. They said it's a little bit dry, so does that sort of lower your expectations a little?
Nope, that's good. I like dry fish.
Well, I guess this Parker, that's gonna be your hit. And who's this that we have over here?
The mother-in-law.
The mother-in-law. Yeah. So this is just an all-in-the-family thing today, hey guys? That's awesome. Well, we're happy to have you. Oh, that's Baby Jack. Can you guys see Baby Jack down here? How old's Jack?
3 months old.
And he's
here at the house? No, at the hospital. At Stollery. Yeah.
That's awesome. So you guys have 2 kids? Or is this a third over here? 5 kids. You guys deserve a free supper.
We're doing our part to repopulate the world, so.
Well, good on you guys, and thanks again for being here, and we'll come back and check in and see how things pan out. All right. So let's go back into Chef Andrew's kitchen over here. Okay, so we've come a long ways. The chicken is there. Talk to us about what's going on.
Oh, we ran out of time a little bit. Should have practiced on some electric stoves versus the gas ones. But we do have our chickens now plated, which is what you would see. The chickens you can see from the colors do have the bell peppers, do have the chicken farce, the fried basil chips, the beurre blanc sauce. Everything's actually on the plates now, so we should be able to have the judges when they're ready to try them.
So are you allowed to breathe now?
Yes, a little bit, but we still got a dining room full of people to plate for. So.
And talk to us sort of about, you talked a little bit about the difference between an electric stove and a gas stove.
Yes.
What does that have to do with your presentation or your cooking?
It's the cooking. It's our gas stoves are actually a little bit hotter. I know they're if you look at them, they're supposed to be the same temperature, but they're really not. Gas stoves take a longer time to heat up. They're also they take a longer time for the energy to leave the burner to the actual pan. So that's what put us behind, I believe. So
if you had your preference, you would like.
I always use gas stoves in my kitchen. I just don't like electric, but we deal with what we have.
Talk about the adrenaline you feel right now. Are you excited? Are you nervous?
A little bit nervous, a little bit excited, a little bit disappointed in myself for not having it ready on time. There's a range of emotions that I'm going through right now.
And is this what a typical dinner table at your house would look like?
Without the rest of it, generally yes. I do like to plate myself at home something nice to eat.
So are you looking for roommates? Because I think there's a lot of people out there that would not complain about having this on the dinner table every day.
I live by myself.
By himself with his gas stove. That's how he likes it, right?
That's right.
Well, we'll be back in to check with you and see what the judges feel. They're ready? Let's do it. Judges are ready. So the judges are ready for round 2. Do you guys typically eat the whole thing, or do you just kind of nibble at it?
You just really want to take like 4 or 5. Well, it depends. I mean, I've done competitions where the food is so good you just want to eat the whole thing and get a second dish. But no, you generally don't, because if you're eating 3 or 4 different things, you want to appreciate the next dish. If you're too full, then the mind kind of shuts down and doesn't want to enjoy it as much. So yeah, 4 or 5 bites should give us a good plate.
So it has nothing to do with how much is gone. Okay. All right, well, here comes the second dish. How do I get your guys' job? How do I get to be on that side of the table? It's a tough life, eh? Getting paid professionally to eat. So there comes the second dish, and that's the stuffed chicken. The boys at Suede Lounge. So if you enjoy what you see, I guess you can check them out at Suede Lounge on Jasper Avenue. So what's the overall first impression? How's the presentation?
Wow. Wow.
That's the wow factor.
And what I'm looking at are all the different colors and how that fried basil garnish. Look how it comes in. It just draws everything right in. And the color of the red with the pepper. This is, man, I'd be very happy in a restaurant with that.
This definitely a restaurant dish here. I mean, the presentation, the colors, the balance, it tells a story. It takes your eye visually right around the plate. Yeah, and I love the idea that there's a sauce on the bottom to tie everything together. Looking forward to trying. Beautiful dish, beautiful.
And what about all the way over here? What's your? Does it have the same wow factor for you?
It does, and it brings past the present. Not a lot of people have done sauce on the bottom for a lot of years. It's coming back. It's similar to Nouveau. In fact, I like the fact the height is there, but it's not stacking into the sky, because you still want your food to be edible and not be something recreated, so to say. So I'm ready to indulge, actually.
And boys, what do you guys think?
It's really colorful.
Is that something that's important to you?
Yeah.
That's the wow factor?
Yeah.
And what about you?
Yeah, it is colorful and it looks real delicious. I just want to dig right in there.
Okay, I won't talk anymore. You guys have your bites, dig in, bon appetit, and let us know what you think. I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting really, really hungry. So mom always has a hard time getting kids to eat broccoli, but that broccoli looks pretty good. Oh, look at this. Will you feed me? I think I can do this.
Okay, there you go.
Wow. That's the wow factor. Have you had a chance to have a bite yet, or am I stealing your first bite?
I gave you my first bite.
Well, that was kind of you.
Is that not love and dedication?
That's love at its best. So, guys, how does it taste so far?
Really good.
What's your favorite part?
The presentation.
The presentation? You like the colors?
Yeah.
What about you, bud?
It's really good.
Is it?
Yeah, especially the sauce. It's awesome.
I don't know if I'm allowed to ask this, but is it better than the last dish?
Kinda.
It's sort of a different taste, right? Look at that love happening there, too. Hey, sharing is caring.
Oh, hang on. No. I offered nicely. She just climbed on that plate. Did you see it? She just climbed right into that plate.
It's a woman's intuition.
She's traumatized this young man and his culinary dreams forever.
We actually just have a little issue. This piece is just a little bit undercooked, so we didn't want to take a risk with our young friend here. So we're sharing.
Maybe that's the chef's plan to devise a little, you know. So, how do you feel?
Pleasantly pleased. Wasn't sure about the composition, but now that I have had it, the chili oil is bringing everything together, and I think that's a pleasant surprise. And hopefully the kids don't get scared away from it and let it develop, and hopefully it comes together for them nicely also.
So what would be the perfect beverage to go along with this delicate meal?
I'm a Coca-Cola person, and unfortunately, I think it goes to everything, and it is my palate cleanser. So it hasn't changed my thoughts on this dish. It's divine.
Have you visited the boys down at Suede Lounge already? Have you had a chance to venture out?
I've seen the property. I've seen the inside of it, but I actually haven't seen it in action, so to say. So I'm looking forward to return visits.
And let's talk a little bit about your expectation. When you see a dish like this, is there sort of an expectation that it has to match, like it has to taste as good as it looks?
Yes, definitely. And after having the preconceived notion of seeing the preparation, I had some pre-established goals for what the kitchen was going to be and the expectation was a little higher than it should have been maybe. And then knowing some of the crew there, knowing their abilities beforehand, I had that expectation also.
That's awesome. Well, I won't take you away from your chicken. Enjoy. Elaine, can we come over here and talk to you a little bit?
Absolutely.
I'll hand this over to you. How's the sharing going? That was very nice of you to share.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We've decided that the chicken is like fabulous. We love the stuffing of it, the different layers that he's done with the vegetables, with the chicken farce, the duxelle. But your favorite part is the chicken and the
sauce.
Hello. Sauce is really good.
So talk to us a little bit. Do you know what went into this sauce?
Now the sauce. Yes, this is a beurre blanc. So it's white wine vinegar. Let's see, white wine and a little bit of balsamic, lots of basil. What else did he say went into that? Butter.
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms is a stuffing part.
Oh.
I think that's it in the beurre blanc.
And the secret ingredient of a little bit of Dijon mustard.
The secret ingredient. That's right. A little bit of Dijon to emulsify. That's right.
The boys of secrets.
That's the boy.
Wouldn't tell us anything.
Yeah. So well, we asked, right? He told us everything. But we like the mushrooms inside the stuffing of the chicken, right?
Yeah.
Now, what about the vegetables? How are you doing with the potatoes?
It's really good.
The potatoes are I really like how they're done. They're roasted and they're cooked through, but they're not crispy and they're not soft. It's brilliant. I really, really like the potatoes. Vegetables are cooked perfect. The broccoli and the cauliflower. We've agreed that I'm welcome to have all the vegetables, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much I can take home. Really good. They've done it. Do a nice little sauce because the worst comes to worst, you can wash it down with the sauce, right? Yeah, and the balsamic reduction. This is a really a fabulous. Would you agree? A fabulous balsamic reduction, and it adds. That's what we were talking about earlier about how each component by itself tastes good, but then when you take a little bit of it all together, then it just elevates it and gets that really pop. Yeah, beautiful dish. They've done a really tremendous job.
Does the undercooked dish get judged? Is that going to hinder their chances a little bit?
We definitely have to bring it into the point of discussion because definitely when you're serving a dish, you have to make sure that it's cooked through, and it could be just the rush to get out the 5 dishes on time might have just compromised that a little bit. So presentation doesn't change, and the fact that we've been able to taste it all, won't change the wow or the taste factor. We just have to sort of look at that in terms of the overall ability to get the overall scoreboard exactly.
And what about you? An empty plate.
Well, I guess that pretty near says it all, doesn't it, eh? I really, really enjoyed that. I can tend to be a little bit forgiving when it comes to undercooked vegetables because I sure would rather have them a little undercooked than mushy overcooked. I found the chicken and the stuffing absolutely delightful, although just ever so slightly a little dry. But then when you put it in the beurre blanc, you added the balsamic reduction. Oh my, what a delight. I would say so far, we're on a good track here. That was truly delightful. I would not hesitate paying for that in a restaurant anywhere.
And talk to us a little bit about the incorporation of the balsamic.
The balsamic vinegar?
What does that have to play into the plate?
It was very sweet. It gave a beautiful, warm flavor to your plate.
How does one create a balsamic sauce?
Very simple. It's just a reduction is all they did. Put it in a pan, say half a cup, and let it reduce down to a quarter cup. You'll see it will get thicker with the heat, and that's perfect.
Well, that's the chef's compliment here. Did you guys see that empty plate? No chicken left. Just a few sparks, vegetables that he's going to gobble up as soon as we're gone.
Nothing against the asparagus or the carrot or any of the vegetables. I love them, but we've got a lot of food ahead, so you got to pace yourself. That's the other thing in a competition like this. If you're a judge, pace yourself, because if you OD on your favorite, you're all messed up for the rest. So.
And you have you guys ever fallen asleep at the dinner table because you've been so full?
Yes. I did it all, not even so full. This was a history of me growing up. Literally, I would be eating and I would fall asleep at the table. Yes. And part of it was because we ate very, very heavy food. What I'm loving about this dish is it's not heavy. It's got heavy components that you would think, the butter, chicken, the stuffing. But this is, any day of the week, we'd order this dish. Any day of the week.
I got to admit, I enjoyed my food so much, I could never fall asleep at the dinner table. I was just keep bringing two hands going at the same time.
So I think they've sort of strategically left the dessert for
Oh,
last.
wow.
What are you guys expecting?
I want to see the wow factor in this dessert.
Yeah.
I want to see it really stand out because it's going up against a beautiful stuffed chicken breast. And I mean, the pasta dish, the fish was good. So I mean, they got some groundwork to do here, and I got a funny feeling they're going to make the grade.
All right, well, let's head over to see Chef Toll. See how his cheesecake is coming along. There he is. Oh, he's trying out the stuffed chicken, guys. There he is. Can we come into your kitchen?
Oh.
We saw your family out there. The family love, very cute.
So supportive.
That's a big deal, right?
Oh, for sure.
Okay, so talk to us about what's going on here.
Which ones are they, sweetie? So basically we've plated the...
This is for judges up here?
Right. Up top.
Well, these two.
Okay.
So do you guys strategically pick out which ones are for the judges?
Yeah. Yeah, we have them plated usually...
First.
Yes.
So the best looking, how do you pick them?
Best looking, I mean, really, I know they're all going to taste pretty
Look
much
at that,
the same.
guys. That is Easter on a plate right there. That looks amazing.
Awesome. Yep, so we've got the foam on top and then the lovely white chocolate and almond crumble.
And the foam was from the blood orange sauce.
Yeah. Yep, and then on the bottom is the rest of the blood orange juice. We reduced that down into a syrup. Just took a pastry brush and...
So you guys don't have very many things to throw away. You kind of use everything.
Yep.
Very simple ingredients, but yeah, we used a lot of it.
Yeah.
A lot of those ingredients.
Let's do it.
Awesome.
Let's do it. We'll follow you guys over there. So everybody's sort of drooling over these cheesecakes that are being held over here. You guys ready for dessert? Isn't that Easter on a plate?
It is. It's spring on a plate. Springtime on a plate. Isn't that beautiful?
It's gorgeous.
So is this the wow factor?
Yeah. I mean, look at the beautiful garnish and how it's laid out. Yeah, I'm really excited about this, and I know you're really excited about the ingredients and how it was layered.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, bringing in the lime with the basil, because we were talking earlier about bringing basil and chili. So going with those, Asian, Southeast Asian kind of flavors. I'm also really keen to try it because it's vegan and gluten-free. So using the coconut oil along with the cashew butter. Looking forward.
These guys really got creative, and they literally laid out the basil for you. So this is the definition of basil incorporated dessert for sure. What do you guys think?
Pretty? What do you think?
Looks really good.
It looks really good. What part are you excited to eat the most? Are you going to just dive right in? Are you going to take off the top first?
Dive right in.
What about you, bud?
Yeah, it looks good. And I haven't tasted vegan food ever. I haven't tasted it. This is probably my first time eating vegan food.
Is there some of the kids here at the house that can't eat vegan or that require a gluten-free diet?
I haven't heard any of them.
So you guys are just, okay, I'll let you eat. Talk to us really quickly about what you think.
Like I said, I was intrigued and excited about it. With the way the current chef situation is, where we have a lot more people who are, I wish I could remember the disease right now. It's at the top of my tongue. Celiac. People who are celiac, it's bonus. It's huge. It's almost like for them winning the lottery. If this tastes that good, these people should be able to market it and sell it and put it into a box and sell it like wildfire. Because it's a desire and need of most chefs at this point in time right now.
So Edmonton's Iron Chef has quickly turned into Celebrity Apprentice.
He possibly could be if this works out and the flavor is there.
Awesome. Well, dig in, guys. Sure.
Or is yours soft?
A little bit hard and soft.
A little bit hard and soft? Okay, yours got pretty well set. How was yours? Yours is set? Okay. I think it's just a freezer. There was a freezer kind of, so we can't penalize for... Oh, my God. Yeah, there was a freezer problem. Yeah. I love it. Oh, did you? Oh, okay. Okay. But the flavors themselves, I mean,
Awesome.
the lime and the basil go really, really nice together.
Fantastic.
And that hit of blood orange, I like the layer, the color, it's bright. I mean,
Excellent.
you can see the beautiful bright green. And white chocolate, I don't like white chocolate. I'm not a fan of white chocolate, but you know what? It works here because with the cashew butter. It works really, really nicely with the cashew butter, which was a really nice surprise. What's your thoughts? It's gone, so I guess.
Look, does that tell you?
You're doing well.
I would have to say that the use of the nuts, the way they did in this dish, is outstanding. This one for me had a huge wow factor because I had kind of a preconceived notion, yet when I went into the cup and I had it, it was above my expectations.
Excellent.
So I was really happy with that. I would probably, if I were out, I'd probably have a second. It's all good.
That's always a compliment.
And the basil, I ate. You can see I ate all my garnish. Beautiful.
And did you incorporate it into the cupcake? Did you sort of have a bite of each at a time?
Yep.
Did you finish off with it?
Yep. 1 and 1. Oh.
And I think
This
there was
is so
some
good.
incorporation of vanilla bean as well, too, right?
Oh, yes.
Into the lime filling. So
The lime filling,
vanilla
yeah.
bean pod.
And the contrast between the lime filling and the other was just, it was nice.
Thank you.
It was
Thank
really
you.
They're
nice.
just devouring it. Devouring.
So what do you think? Derek. Oh, and you're Justin. Oh, man, I got it wrong on camera.
Good thing you're not a teacher, Elaine. That's why we keep you in the kitchen. She's good there.
Thanks, guys.
It tastes really good.
Yeah? Is it something that you would order at a restaurant?
Yeah.
Over marble slab ice cream? Maybe not so much, eh? And what about you, bud?
It's really good.
Yeah.
This vegan food is pretty good.
And what's your favorite part about it?
All of it.
So You kind of just mixed it together and you're enjoying all the flavors at once, hey? All right. Head of the table here.
Pleasantly pleased, as I hoped. Composition was nice. Mine was actually set well, so I'm happy with that. Curious about some of the flavors and how they came together. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. I don't understand it, but I like it.
Well, that's always a good thing, right?
And like I say, that happens sometimes. Like I'm as we mentioned in the tour, I'm a chocolate person. So this is to the other end of the spectrum, but I'm still going to finish it. So that says a lot of things.
So you would typically order this if you went out to a restaurant?
Oh, definitely.
Well, it looks like everybody's sort of almost finished theirs across the board. Elaine, can you talk to us a little bit about the setting of a cheesecake? What goes into that? Like, is it extensive?
Well, first of all, this isn't a cheesecake. So we have to remember, we're using the word cheesecake, but it's really more of a set dessert. A cheesecake, oh yeah, that's hours. To make a proper cheesecake, it would take about 8 to 10 hours because you have to, the process of whipping the cheese and then baking it in a slow temperature, perhaps in a bain-marie, making sure that it's not overcooked so it doesn't crack, and you have to let it cool for hours before you serve it. What they've done here is really clever because it's giving you very much a consistency of a cheesecake, and without the fuse issues of the freezer not cooperating, I can see how this would give you very much the texture with the creamy cashew butter, the texture of a cashew. Now, when you're going with a cold, composed dish like this to get the idea of a cheesecake, basically what you really need to do is to make sure that your equipment is going to be functional. If it's not, I love what they've done here. They had beautiful, colorful silicone cups, which made it just fine for presentation as is. So that's a little trick around too, is if you're going to do an individual dessert, make sure the presentation factor can work if it won't unmold for you. But I think they did a really good job. But it's not a cheesecake. It's a vegan version of a cheesecake. Yeah. It's creative, right?
Absolutely. Highly creative. And to use the nuts and process them the way they did was absolutely fantastic. And it was an explosion of flavor in your mouth. And that's what you want. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's not a cheesecake, but you want to know something? Eat it with a fork, eat it with a spoon. You'll eat it all up. It's that good.
Eat it with your mouth. Who needs utensils, right? So I caught wind that it's time to announce the winner. So if you guys are almost ready to tally up your votes, no pressure, take your time, savor the cheesecake. Did you have a bite of the cheesecake, buddy?
No, not yet.
But are you excited to?
Yes.
What did you try so far?
I tried noodles and sausage.
And Mom, what did you like so far? Did you guys just have the one dish?
I just had this. I had the halibut, and I very much liked it. Yes, I did.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, there's one ready to go.
This is the toughest part, sitting down, because everybody has their own personal favorite, their likes, their dislikes, and now we look at the marks and we have to come to some type of consensus. Tonight's competition was really, really good. The food quality was really nice, and the flavors were there. So makes it all. Oh, absolutely, and that's what you want when you look at your presentation. A kaleidoscope of colors that just draw you right to the food. Remember, the first sense used in the culinary experience, your eyes, followed by the smell, then the taste. So it's a whole it's a whole experience, and people always forget about eyes, always forget about the nose. They go for the taste. Well,
I'm actually just going to run over and grab the judges. They're still anxiously sort of in their kitchens, or the chefs, rather, sorry. Chef Andrew, we need you. It's time to announce the winner. Chef Parker, and we're just waiting on Chef Toll. You guys want to come join us behind the judge panel there and see who takes home the cheese? All right. Here they come. Now they're all happy. Now they're, breathing normally and smiling and ready to hear. Talk to us, Chef Parker, a little bit about what's going on in your mind right now. Relief.
The intense moments are over, and now I can think straight again.
Chef Seguin, what's going through your mind?
About the same thing. Just glad it's over. Want to get the rest of the people fed. It's a good relief.
Chef Toll?
Yeah, that was an intense hour. It was going really fast, so I'm just winding back down.
You guys are going to get a good sleep tonight, hey?
I had fun. Did you guys have fun?
Oh, it was a blast. Absolutely.
What was the highlight of tonight for you
Finishing.
guys? The finish line, right?
Oh, it smells good in here. That's what's good too.
Lots of people eating lots of food. That's always good.
And nobody paid the judges. Nobody bribed anybody.
Wow.
This is all fully legitimate.
We'll see.
You guys are probably hungry too, right? So.
Well,
I don't think about that.
I think they're ready for us. So I will hand the mic over to. Oh, not quite. Tell us about your day, guys. What'd you do today? What was your preparation? Did you shower 3 times?
Once is good for me.
Wax your eyebrows?
I was busy getting ready for this. A lot of last minute stuff.
We wanted to ask you about your grocery bill. What was that like?
Just a couple $100.
A little hefty, hey?
It's all right.
So what is the one thing, if we were to go to your guys' fridge and open your fridge, what's the one thing that we would find in there no matter what? No matter what day, no matter what time of year? Typical boy.
Fridge at home or fridge in the restaurant?
Fridge at home.
Fridge at home, chocolate.
Chocolate. I was told you're not supposed to keep chocolate in the fridge.
I keep some of my handmade chocolates in the fridge.
Oh, very
I like them a little bit harder.
What about you?
Ketchup.
And condiments.
Classic ketchup.
Every chef's got condiments.
But you can incorporate beer into your cooking. Do you ever
I do that a lot, yeah.
Talk to us about some of the things you make with
Well, actually,
beer.
I did a food and beer tasting with Alley Cat Brewery here in town, and I incorporated all 3 of those beers into the dishes, and I make barbecue sauces with some dishes, and chili with Budweiser, and yeah, I cook with a lot of beer.
Great for the summertime, hey?
That's right.
All right, guys. You ready? All right, so I will hand the microphone over to you.
We have the music, the cue music.
Chefs, what a hard decision tonight. Thank you very much for your efforts. All of the plates turned out fairly well, and we were quite happy with them. The point spread, I think, reflects a couple of the key areas that we were dealing with were taste. All of the presentation was beautiful. And in some cases, doneness was an issue as well. So let's not belabor the point. In third place, Andrew Parker, Chef Parker Inc., with your beautiful halibut. Second place, Andrew Seguin with your chicken. And Richard, you brought in a real nice dessert there, and it was judged to be the best dish tonight.
Awesome. Thank you.
So thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. That was awesome.
That was
Thanks.
awesome.
Thank you.
So, judges, let's go down the line here and see what everybody thought and how they awarded the points that they did.
Okay, well, let's start with you guys, our guest celebrity judges. So, what was overall your reasons for choosing the dishes that you did as your favorites? The taste of them, how they looked.
Well, I judged mine by how it tasted and how it looked, because those are really important to me when I eat stuff. And yeah.
And I think we found that as we were judging it, that some had 1, 2, 3, and then someone else had 1, 2, 3. So at the end of the day, the results. This is the result that turned out. For me, I think definitely the winner was the most creative use of the secret ingredient, without question, and surprising, because it tasted so good, even better than we kind of thought it would be with the combination. So good job, you. But the guys, our guest judges, actually their number 1 pick was Andrew's. And they really, so again with the beurre blanc and the combination of the sauces, and we all thought that that picking halibut was just a really, really good idea. They love seafood. This was the dish that they were looking forward to the most. So good job, you guys. I mean, you all did a lot of hard work. So thank you for your hard work. Really good dishes.
Yeah, definitely. Like I say, as we spoke earlier, I'm a big chocolate fan for a dessert. And I really have a strong question on why anybody would want to be a vegan. But after tasting that, I might sway a little closer to the vegan line. And I'm pretty hard-nosed on what I like to eat and what I don't like. And that was beyond pleasant surprise. I was actually... I was impressed, and I don't impress easy.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Well, on behalf of the Ronald McDonald House, all my celebrity judges and all my chefs and everybody that came out here, Chef Parker for putting this event together, for giving everybody the chance to showcase their talent. And we are anxiously awaiting the next Edmonton Iron Chef Cook-Off. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you next time.